My name is Justin McCauley. I graduated from Youth for Tomorrow in 2006.
Everyone has a story, Justin, and yours is a success story. But before we get to your story, what emotions come out when you revisit Youth for Tomorrow?
Mostly family and love. Those are the two biggest things that I've gathered from here. This is the first sense of family that I've ever had in my entire life, in my entire childhood. This is the first sense of structure and teaching in the ways of God also.
When did you realize that this place would have a big impact on your life?
I didn't know it until after I left, which is the same fate as a lot of students who come through here. In my early 20s, I realized that the structure that I was yearning for was what I had here. The family and love that I needed was where it started here.
Tell us your story, your personal story. What brought you to Youth for Tomorrow?
My parents split, one of 10 children, and when they split, so did the family. My siblings were scattered kind of all over Southern Virginia. My brother and I were a pair, and we were happy to be the two closest ones. So we bounced around from group homes and foster homes and shelters all over the place until we landed here through our social worker. And she promised this is the place that we needed to come to, and we were hesitant until we got here.
Coming from Norfolk, Virginia, what did you think when you first arrived here at Bristow at Youth for Tomorrow?
It was completely different. A change of scenery, the environment, the people, the faces, even how people interact with one another was completely opposite, and nothing of what we were used to.
Can you tell me about some of the people who you think back and you might have some special stories or special memories about?
Absolutely. There was a teacher here, a gym teacher, Mr. Hanley. On our very first day of gym class, in my very first week here, he introduced himself and he wanted to be friendly and cordial. And I was so stubborn and so angry just from being here, and I couldn't understand why. And he worked with me, and he worked with me. And then within a few months, him and I were like inseparable best buds. There's someone that showed me that unconditional love that I didn't know that I needed.
When did you realize that this place was going to be super special to you? I know maybe that's kind of rephrasing a previous question, but did you have a moment when you can think back and you kind of be thankful that you did come here?
Once I had reached level 4 and then level 5 of their STEP program. That was when I knew that there were changes going on inside of me that I didn't notice were happening until they were already happening.
Such as what?
Maturity, growth, understanding, having a long-term goal in life and what my decision-making does.
And when you reached the end of the line here and it was time to move on, what kind of emotions did you have? Because you had to go on to the next step of your life.
It was bittersweet. It was a scary feeling of knowing I'm entering the world now, but knowing that I had tools to be successful and succeed in life that I learned here.
And in fact now, this many years after leaving, you've gone through a rough patch, a couple rough patches as we all do, and you've come out on top. What did you learn here that you might have put to use when times were tough for you?
That no matter what, I have faith and things will turn around. Put in the work and the effort and things will come around.
If you could give any advice to youngsters out there, now that you have this as part of your history, and relative to what this place meant to you, what advice would you give young people?
If you have adults or role models in your life that are giving you inspiration and hope and trying to teach you, embrace it. A lot of us don't or hadn't had those kind of people in life that we yearn for. So if you have those people, embrace the lessons that they're giving you.
Tell us what you're doing now.
I am a sales manager for a construction company out of Waldorf, Maryland.
And how do you like it?
I love it. It gives me some of the same tools that I learned here as far as how to interact with different people of all backgrounds, how to get the most out of people, how to inspire people to be great and see the best in themselves.
What are your impressions of the campus? You haven't seen it in a while, and it's changed. It continues to change.
The growth is inspirational. These are the plans that they had when I was a resident here, and to see them come to fruition lets me know that the blessings here are just nothing but with faith and hard work.
And what are your thoughts of all the staff members, the folks that donated along the way to Youth for Tomorrow? Maybe a mean of thanks because, again, it meant a lot to you and it continues to mean a lot to even more kids on a yearly basis.
Sure. So for the ones who don't know, it takes a lot to kind of reach and give back. A lot of people don't. A lot of us in the system at some point get lost in the system, and you may feel forgotten about or kind of misplaced. Well, people here, it takes a lot of people, from the groundscaping crew to the cleaning crew to the teachers to the counselors to the guys who do the construction here. All those play an important factor in our lives in some way or the other.
So you look back with a sense of pride, having been an alum of Youth for Tomorrow?
I am. I am a proud alumni of Youth for Tomorrow.